So I'm really glad we're having this conversation, and I kind of wanted to start with this idea of conflict management or conflict resolution and de-escalation, and kind of all these things we're working on this project. And each one of us sort of brings a different background into that. And so I'm curious, do you have a particular philosophy around how to resolve conflicts?
I do, and I actually before this call, I was on with a former boss of mine at Juanita Range, and she's a great mediator and consultant now. And one of the things that one of the core of my work as a principal, I borrow from her, which is a no shame, no blame accountability framework. And it's basically like you can't solve conflict. You can't initiate change if you go in and you're pointing fingers at who did what wrong and why they did it, why they're wrong about what they did. And if you're making people feel bad about the hurt that they might have caused, or the ignorance that they might have, or the blind spots, or the bias, like that's not going to help. That's not going to get you to where you need to go. And it's about figuring out, what are you trying to get out of this engagement? Are you trying to resolve this conflict? Okay, well, shaming and blaming someone is not going to work. It's going to create a defensiveness in them that's going to just you're diverting your path towards a resolution and into something that's going to turn into chaos. But also, not letting that no shame, no blame environment create this, wild west of like, well, no shame, no blame means I can do whatever. Like, no, there's still accountability. There's still understanding that this is what happened because you did this. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're an idiot or you're bad or you're evil or racist or whatever. It just means you didn't know or you had problematic behavior. Let's work on correcting that, not pointing the finger at, well, you did this in the you did this and I feel this way and now we're in a conflict, or you said this and I disagree with that and it's because you're wrong. Like, taking all that away and let's look at what hurt was done, what the base of the conflict is, and how can we resolve that without shaming or blaming. And when you don't shame and blame people, you invite them to be able to look at themselves like, oh, you know what, you're right, I did screw that up, I did say that, I did hurt your feelings, or I did, I did do that and it broke our agreement. And then it makes it so much easier to move forward in a conflict with that.